the outside picture of an inward condition. As a man thinketh, so does he perceive. Therefore, seek not to change the world, but choose to change your mind about the world. Perception is a result. It's not a cause. So in other words, if I can get this thing to change here we go. There we are. Perception is not a mirror. Let me go back and say that again. Perception is a mirror. It is not a fact. No matter what you are looking at or through or around or about today, it is a mirror. It is not a fact. We all remember the story of Snow White. This was Grimm's fairy tales, one of Disney's first animated features. Snow White is a beautiful young princess, but she has this wicked stepmother, and the queen is very jealous of Snow White's beauty. The queen is constantly checking with a magic mirror to make sure she's the fairest of them all, and she always is. She's doing just fine until one day the mirror says, "You know what, princess? You're not the fairest of them all anymore. Snow White is the fairest of them all." And so angered, the wicked queen orders the murder of her innocent stepdaughter, and later discovers that Snow White is living and hiding out in a cottage with friendly little miners, the seven elves. And so, disguising herself as a hag, the queen brings a poisoned apple to Snow White, who falls into a death-like sleep that can be broken only by a kiss from a prince. And of course, along comes a handsome prince who kisses the sleeping Snow White, and they go on to live happily ever after. At least once a day, and sometimes more, you and I go to the mirror to check out how we're doing. How we're doing. Are there blemishes that need healing up? Is there a pimple on the end of our nose? Is our hair thinning where it shouldn't be thinning? Do we need a nose job? Whatever should we be looking for in the mirror? And this is often based on what we see when we look in the mirror. And what we see is often what we get. Something to cover up, something to straighten up, something to vanish, take away from our life, so that we will no longer see it again. Or maybe we're like the fawns. You remember the fawns? He'd go to a mirror and he'd have a comb in his hand and he'd look at the mirror as if he's going to comb his hair, and he'd go, "Hey, I'm looking fine just the way I am, just the way it is." And it'd be great if we could do that every day when we go to the mirror. Before we do, you get out of bed and you go in there and go, "Hey!" I think that's really good. Most often we look in the mirror and perfect goes out the window. OPGGO goes out the window too. And we begin saying, "Oh my, look at that, look at this, look at those things." So this morning it's time to push the reset button. It was Cheryl Richardson who said, if beating ourselves up worked, we'd all be thin, rich, and happy by now. So here's a suggestion. Rather than asking the mirror on the wall who's the fairest of them all, or even looking at your life, your bank account, your most recent health report, or your relationships to tell you how you are doing in this world, why not just take a long look into your own eyes and tell that mirror how you are doing? Tell the mirror how you're doing, rather than letting the mirror tell you. And how you are being. that you are beautiful, that you are worthy, that you are talented, that you are creative. You are all those things because OPOPGGO is at work in your life. You are the fairest of them all. So I've been thinking about mirrors, and I've been thinking about the big mirror that we call our life. Because everything we see out there is a reflection of what is in here, inside ourselves. It is perception. But perception is not the truth about you. It was the disciple James in the Bible who said, but be doers of the word and not merely hearers who deceive themselves. For if any are hearers of the word and not doers, they are like those who look at themselves in a mirror. For they look at themselves and on going away immediately forget what they were like. But those who look into the perfect law, the law of freedom, and persevere, being not hearers who forget, but doers who act, they will be blessed in all their doing. Some of you may have heard of mirror work, and that's where you gaze into your reflection in the bathroom and you tell yourself how strong and beautiful and capable you are. Maybe you have done some of that. I have never done that, and I'll tell you why, and that's because the man who looks at me in the mirror is not the real me. Focusing on that tiny sliver of a face and a body is like worshiping one of your own single cell out of 50 trillion cells. And without the other cells, that one cell is useless. So we've got to take the whole into consideration. Finding meaning or identity in our physical bodies actually blocks the deeper life force that wants to move through us. It blocks real meaning, real beauty, and real substance. You know, we spend an average of 75 years on the planet, and most of us will leave the planet believing that we are the image that we last saw in the mirror. Every single day of our lives. We slavishly work to protect it, to keep it, doing it at all costs, to make it as good as society tells us it should look. The Course in Miracles says, though, I am under no laws but God's, which means those strange and twisted human laws of beauty and economics and medicine and nutrition are only enforced when I cling so desperately to the caricature I see in the mirror. Imagine how different our lives would be if you didn't feel the compulsion to perpetually ensure the safety and preservation of your body. When we believe the image is who we are, we get stuck and scared and unable to see the bigger glories. Do you know how magnificent you really are? Do you really know that? That you are the life force itself. You are the stars masquerading as separated reflections in a mirror. So instead of talking to the mirror, why not go out into the night sky? Are we seeing the most beautiful fall foliage that we've ever seen in Spokane right now? Don and I were just blown away by it this morning on our way here. That's a lot better than looking in the mirror. We can feel the love, we can feel the beauty, we can feel the cosmic energy that's working in and through us. Ladies, if you notice that your lipstick has smudged, you wouldn't just take your lipstick and start drawing on the mirror to unsmudge it, would you? Or gentlemen, if you're like me, expecting you look in and some of your hair is thinning, you wouldn't take a clump of thicker hair and put it on the mirror over there to make it thinner, make it better. you'd try something different than that. You and I cannot really fix the flaws and problems of our life by fixing the mirror of our life. You have to go inside, because that's where the flaws and the problems and the flatulations are. The troubles originate, and also the solutions lie, as Jesus said, the kingdom of God is within you. Again, from the Course in Miracles, my meaningless thoughts are showing me a meaningless world. It's workbook lesson number 11. This is the first idea we've had it is relating to a major phase of the correction process, the reversal of the thinking of the world. It seems as if the world determines what you perceive. Today's idea introduces the concept that your thoughts determine the world that you see. Be glad indeed to practice the idea in its initial form, for in this idea is your release made sure. The key to forgiveness lies there. So the reason OPGGO is the answer is because everything else is smoke and mirrors. Everything else that's going on is smoke and mirrors. Everything else is an illusion, which means that it is something you and I and the collective body made. And because it's something we made and not God, we can unmake it as well. You can dismantle what you are seeing and recreate what is expressing through your life. This lesson 11 in Course in Miracles, my meaningless thoughts are showing me a meaningless world. I know it sounds kind of bleak at first, but all that it means is that if I've got to stop using in what's called industrial age thinking. You and I are still investing our thoughts and our power to create such things as victimhood. We are still living our lives as though life is something that happens to us instead of something flowing through us. This warped view of life is like a carnival, and you enter this tent and it has funhouse mirrors in it. I forgot that one. Anybody been to a funhouse and seen themselves through one of those mirrors? Yeah. Well, that's often the way we look at our lives. This warped view of life wouldn't be such an issue if thinking about it were merely puffs of smoke blown away in the next breeze. But as you well know, thoughts are things, and thoughts become things. Now, quantum physics has proven that our thoughts and our beliefs, our consciousness, can and does create our world. What that means is that all the people in your life, all the circumstances you find yourself going through, the good, the bad, and the ugly, are nothing more and nothing less than the outpicturing of your thoughts. It was Buckminster Fuller who said, you can never change things by fighting the existing reality. To change something, build a new model that makes the existing model obsolete. And then Paul, in his letter to the letter to the Romans, says, do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you will be able to test and approve that God's will is good, pleasing, and perfect. And one more quote, Neville Goddard said, the greatest illusion known to humanity is our conviction that there are causes other than our own state of consciousness. Now, you may not have known this, but you and I are among the world's greatest illusionists. What is an illusionist? A person who performs tricks that deceive the eye. Any illusionist worth his magic wand understands that the most important ingredient is his sleight of hand repertoire of diversion. He or she diverts the audience's attention away from what is really going on and directs your attention to something else that seems important and crucial, but of course isn't. We're kind of like this guy. Remember him? We are Houdini. We divert our attention away from OPGGO as often as we can and into the physical world. But what about that? And what about this? And what about those things going on over there? This supreme bluff causes us to miss the fact that what is invisible, what we can't see with our eyes, is actually more fundamental to life than what we're looking at with our own eyes or what we're seeing in our mirror every morning. So instead of OPGGO, we see twosies and threesies and beyond. We see trouble, we see distortion and disaster and lack and limitation. Quantum physics and metaphysics remain as an infinite field of possibilities, and they always have and they always will. I showed you this picture last week. This is the first picture that the Webb telescope took when they set it out 1,000,000 miles into space and then turned it around, and this is what it saw. Those are all galaxies. The interesting thing about the Webb telescope is that it's nothing but a giant mirror. It's absolutely nothing. It reflects back to us the manifestation of our thoughts. What that says to me is that no matter how vast and how infinite that is, OPGGO is way beyond that. No matter what's going on in your life, OPGGO is more than that. And that's why we affirm and at least say this twice on Sundays and hopefully more through the week. Now, maybe we don't look in mirrors as often as we look at our cell phones. You've heard of selfies? Here's a couple of slides about selfies. I don't know if you've done that or not. Or this one. Or this one. So the experiment that I want to invite you to do this week is suspend your powerful attachment to your conventional judgment of what you see when you look in the bathroom mirror. When you're tempted to make a judgment about that or worry about a blemish or a bruise or a bulge, instead of getting upset about it, replace what you know with OPGGO. With love. I forgot about that one. So that when you look in the mirror each morning, this is what you say. I love you. I really, really love you. You know, can you turn to somebody and say, I love you. I really, really love you right now? Obviously, you said a little more than that, but that's okay. Reality is so vast and so unfathomable. We use our reducing valve, as Aldous Huxley called the human brain. He called it a reducing valve to form opinions and beliefs that then render our lives to be limited by what we've reduced it down to. The brain's neurons form pathways that allow us to see only our opinions, only our interpretations, and if we focus only on those, these congeal and harden like concrete and become fixed objects in our lives. Pam Grout once said, everything that's not love is smoke and mirrors. So for the next 3 days, I want you to consciously walk outside and walk through the leaves and follow Courtney around with her camera and see what she's seeing through her camera lens, which are always magnificent and beautiful. And let your senses tell you what's really going on in the universe, what you hear, what you see, what you smell, and then respond with O-P-O-P-G-G-O. When you believe the image that you're seeing is who you are, that you're no longer stuck in what's in the mirror, then you will begin to notice the day sky, the sunshine, the Milky Way, the moon, and all the wonderful things that are going on in our cosmos. There was a man sitting on the edge of his bed observing his wife, and she was looking at herself in the mirror. And since it was her birthday was coming up, he asked her what she'd like to do for her birthday. And she said, well, I'd like to be 6 again. And she's still looking in the mirror. So on the morning of her birthday, he rose up early and he made her a nice big bowl of Lucky Charms. And then he took her to Six Flags theme park. What a day they had. And she went on every ride in the park, the death slide, the wall of fear, the screaming monster roller coaster. And of course, they went into the fun house as well. Everything they went on. And 5 hours later, they staggered out of the theme park. Her head was reeling. Her stomach felt upside down. And then he took her to McDonald's, where she ordered a Happy Meal with extra fries and a chocolate shake. Then it was off to a movie, popcorn and pop and soda, and her favorite candy, which was M&Ms. What a fabulous adventure. She finally wobbled home with her husband and collapsed into her bed exhausted. And he leans over to his wife with a big smile and he says, well, dear, what was it like being 6 again? And she looks at him and she says, well, actually, I was thinking about my dress size. So be careful what you look for in the mirror. We read in 1 Corinthians, for now we see through a glass darkly, but then face to face. Now I know in part, but then I shall know even as I am known. God bless you. Thank you. Oh, I'm next. We got to pray. Okay. Let's take a moment and take a deep breath. O-P, O-P, G-G-O. One presence. One power. Only one. God. God the good. Omnipotent. We're told that when we pass, we can't take anything with us, but we can take O-P-O-P-G-G-O with us because it takes us with it. We are on a journey with, through, for that presence and that power. It's with you every morning when you look in the mirror. It's with you every night when you lay your head upon the pillow. It's with you in times of trouble and change and challenge. It's with you when there are moments of joy and beauty. It is you and only you. It is with you now and forevermore. And so it is. Amen.
Good men to get together with one another. We got to iron out our problems and iron out our quarrels. Try to live together as brothers. Try to find peace within and try to step not on others. To respect the women of the world. Remember, you all had mothers. Come on now. Make this world a better land than the world in which we live. We gotta help each man be a better man with the kindness that we give. I know we can make it. I know darn well we can work it out. Oh yes we can, I know we can. Yes we can. Why can't we? If we wanted this we can. I know we can make it work. I know we can make it if we try. I know we can, I know we can. Yes we can. Gosh almighty. I know we can, I know we can. Woo! And we gotta take care of all the little children, all the children of this world. 'Cause they got our strongest hope for the future, little baby boys and baby girls. We gotta make this land a better land than the world in which we live. We gotta help each man be a better man with the kindness that we give. Come on now. I know we can make it. I know darn well we can work it out. Oh yes we can, I know we can. Yes we can. Why can't we? Well we want it and we can. I know we can make it work. I know we can make it if we try. Oh yes we can, I know we can. Yes we can. Gosh almighty. Oh yes we can, I know we can. Yes we can. Oh 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 yes we can.
Thank you, Heather and Tina and Hannah, thank you. And we especially appreciate Heather being here with us this morning. For your information, her father's memorial service will be held on Saturday, October the 21st, thank you, 21st, 2 p.m. in the afternoon, and it will be held at the North Unity Church up on the north side. So we bless you and all that, and you can. And also, for your information, one of Unity's own licensed Unity teacher, a member of this church for more than 50 years, Joy Wilson, passed away on last Wednesday, and there will be more information to come as to when we will be holding a memorial service with and for her. It'll be at Rockwood Clinic, probably. I'll give you more information as we know it. And so now it's time to bless our offerings and our tithes. And if anyone would like to come up and help me with this, I would appreciate your presence. Come on up, because I forget how to do this, but I will remember. Here it is. There are many ways you can give. You can enter something in the basket that goes around you. Some of you have these cards, and you can take care of it with that. You can go to our website and make a donation online. There are many ways in which you can give. And we also appreciate those who are watching online. Thank you for your presence today, and thank you for your support. And so, with that in mind, we will do what? What do we do? The offering prayer, there it is. I know that my giving blesses and multiplies all that I have, and all that I give and receive. I give thanks for the abundance that is mine to share. Thank you. Snoopy? I think that's Snoopy.
This week of the abundance story of Jesus feeding the 5,000. And when the people came, his disciples said, there's too many, we need to send people away. We don't have enough food. And Jesus, it's no problem. We have abundance. And so he took what was there and he prayed over it And he asked God to multiply that to the needs of the people that were there. And that's what we do. We're going to ask God to take the abundance, the things that we've been given, and to multiply that to the needs of our center and of our community. And together we say, so it is. Thank you. All right, y'all know what's next. Unity stands for peace in the presence of conflict, for love in the presence of hatred, for forgiveness in the presence of injury. Unity honors the many names for God, the many paths to God, for we know that there is only one presence and one life, active. Okay. So whoever you are and wherever you are on your spiritual path, you are welcome here. We always have first-time guests. I say always because I know there's times when people come and they visit, but they are a little shy, don't necessarily want to be called out or whatever to raise your hand. But we do have a special little first-time packet for you. So if you are a first-time guest with us today, would you mind just raising your hand, just slipping your hand up ever so slightly? Okay, thank you. Ah, but sir, you are not a guest here. If everybody recognized Garrett? Gotti. Gosh, I do mess it every time. He was a gentleman that did our painting that we auctioned, or not auctioned off, but we raffled off last week. Stand up. Thank you so much. And anyone else that's visiting online, you can always scan the QR code there, and that will take you to the sign-up sheet, or sign-up list, I should say, for the e-news, and you'll get information about our center, upcoming activities, classes, things that are going on. We don't spam you, so you can sign up once, and you're only going to get one email a week from us on that news. You can also go to our website, unityspokane.org, and you can sign up there. You also can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Let's see, am I missing anything? Nothing new this week as far as new platforms. So you can always follow us on those medias. And we want to thank you for choosing to be with us today. Our chaplains today are Theodora. Theodora, would you please stand? And Cheryl, who is in the back. They've been not only praying for her, but keeping our and holding space for our service today. Theodora will be available up front after the service, so if you have a special need, prayer need, something you just want to talk with somebody about, feel free to come up and talk to Theodora. We do take prayer seriously here. In the seat back, you'll also find a little card you can fill out, and there's a box in the back on the left-hand side as you walk out. You can put your prayer need there. We have a chaplains, I don't want to call it a committee, it's a group of people that pray every week. They meet and they, I don't know, there's probably in excess of 200 prayer needs that they pray over, as well as those prayer needs are sent to Silent Unity where they're prayed for there as well. So we encourage you to either talk to Theodora afterwards or feel free to put a card in the back. You can also go online and submit a prayer need there as well. When you do that, you can also ask if you want to be followed up, if having someone follow up with you, or just have us hold you in prayer. So we thank you for doing that. All right, back by popular demand and no pay. And now she's a volunteer, Amber McKenzie.
Yes, thank you. I'm back, everybody. Thank you. Okay, we've got some announcements to share. First up, we have a new member orientation right after services today. So if you're new today and you're interested in just learning a little bit more about what it means to be a member, a new member, please feel free to join Murphy. Murphy's right here with her hand up. After services in the library, so just behind those curtainy things. She will be meeting with new members. So feel free to join her and learn more. And then if you're interested in becoming a member, you can do so afterwards. But there's no pressure, Okay. So we hope that you join Murphy after services. It'll be right at 11:30. Okay, and then we have 2 showings from the Abundance team of the movie, The Illusion of Money. Sounds very interesting. So it'll be October 11th, which is just in 3 days. And another one will be on November 15th from 6 to 8 p.m. right here in the chapel. So if you're interested in attending, it's free, and it will be, you can sign up through eNews or come see me and I can help you sign up if you are interested in that. Okay, we've announced this several times, but there is a town hall coming up next Sunday after services, so that's October 15th. And that will be a town hall for everyone. Please, anyone who's interested in learning more about the vision, mission, and bylaws, and just kind of reflecting on those, please come to that. And then on November 5th, after services, the governing members will be voting. So it's important that you attend just so you know what's happening here. And then if you are a governing member, please come to that November 5th meeting so you can vote on those. Okay, next. We have the Earth Care team is inviting everyone to a presentation on the Spokane River and waterways. And so this is going to be Saturday, October 21st and at 1 p.m. and it'll be here at the center. It's also free, and we encourage anyone who has a passion for our river system and everything that goes into that to just come and learn more about what's happening. So talk to Monica, right? Is Monica here? Yeah. Hey, Monica. Do you have anything to say? Just, well, please go see her if you have any questions about this event, right? So it'll be, again, on October 21st at 1 p.m., and people should sign up to attend. Is that right?
You do not need to sign up.
Okay.
For friends and neighbors, it's going to be an informative meeting about our rivers and waterways, but also our drinking water system and how we as a community can minimize our waste to improve our drinking water.
Okay, so no sign up needed, just come. Please attend that. That's going to be, again, October 21st, it's a Saturday. And then finally, last but not least, we have the Day of the Dead service. That will be on Sunday, October 29th. And it's going to be amazing at 10 a.m. right here. And so please, again, bring your friends and family to this really powerful service. We had it last year and it was really amazing. You want to bring pictures of your friends and family and pets that have passed on, lifted off, as I like to call it, and honor them. That will be a really powerful honoring ceremony. So we hope to see you there. And that is it.
Thank you, Amber. And we're going to have a surprise. Well, I would say it's a surprise guest because it's not a secret. But I met with a beautiful lady from Oaxaca, Mexico, who's going to be here on that day and is going to be sharing her family story and how they celebrate. There's going to be pictures of what they do. She's such a beautiful lady. She even offered to come help us decorate and do all those kinds of things, which was really sweet of her. But just a beautiful story of how growing up as a child and how they celebrated Day of the Dead and the meaning of that. And I just really encourage you to be a part of that. To be here to be a part of that. So, my iPad just hung up on me. So, we are ready for our kids because I see some bobbling heads out there. So, let's bring our kids in. You did?
Yeah.
Like what about yourself? Did you look in the mirror?
No, like we did, how we come here to be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. What did you discover about yourself?
That I'm funny, supportive, loving, caring, kind, and energetic.
I would say that totally. And humble.
Yeah.
All right. Will you help me lead us through our children's blessing? Together we say, be the love you are, sing the song you hear, share your joy of life with people far and near. And for ourselves, be the love we are, sing the song we hear, share our joy of life with people far and near. All right, thank you. Thank you for our workers today. And kids, you may go back, you may return to those that brought you. Adults too, you can go back to. Is it me or is there just a lot more littles here today? Seems like it's growing every week. There's a couple of more. That's awesome. It's great to see. All right, so we are at the conclusion. I'm going to ask you all to stand as we do our closing affirmation, followed by the peace song. Together, the light of God surrounds us. I am the light.